Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America. And former President Donald Trump just got some good news from an unlikely source. Former Attorney General for former President Obama, Eric Holder. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. So Eric Holder was talking to Jen Psaki, the former press secretary for President Obama, for President Biden, when the subject of Trump's criminal trials came up and what his punishment might be. And I think Eric Holder gave some really bad news to Democrats who want to see Trump behind bars, and they want to see it so desperately, folks. They want to see it so desperately they can practically envision it in their minds, right? And he just gave them a dose of reality I think they're not going to like. Let's take a look.
Gag order. Do you think, looking at this, Judge Chutkan reinstated the gag order after she put a pause on it? It's still under appeal. Are you confident, or do you feel comfortable with her legal justification for reinstating it?
Yeah, I certainly think there's a basis for her concern. I think there's a basis for the order that she has, in fact, put in place. My expectation would be that the appellate court will, in fact, uphold that which she has tried to restrain the former president from doing. It's a pretty limited order. It does not say that you can't say anything. It says you can only say you can't say negative things about a relatively small universe of people. You can even comment on the case, but I think, as you said in the lead-in, I think he's likely to go beyond that which even she says in that limited order. And we're going to have some ultimate questions that I think are going to have to be determined. Would a judge actually do that which would happen to a normal person and put somebody in jail for violating an order, not to a gag order? I suspect that's not likely to happen with this defendant, but any other defendant would probably be facing...
You don't think that she would put him in jail, or that they would decide to put him in jail ultimately?
I just don't think so. I mean, I think there are a number of things. You put monetary fines on him, as the judge did in New York, perhaps restrict his ability to use Truth Social. A number of things. I try to be as creative as possible if I were the judge, but I'd be extremely reluctant to take a person who's a former president, the leading candidate of one of our major parties, and actually put him in jail. Because
you'd be worried about the political consequences or the reaction in the country?
Yeah, I mean, this is already a pretty divided nation, and to do something like that, to take somebody off the campaign trail, to put him in jail, I just would be very reluctant, really reluctant to do that.
Now, it's
very unlikely that any judge would put Trump in jail behind bars for contempt, for violating a gag order, or even if he's found guilty here of these charges, because he's a former president. And just a Secret Service detail alone would be too tremendous for a prison to accommodate. Also, the visual of that on the world stage is horrible. So it's very unlikely you're ever going to see Trump behind bars if he's found guilty of everything. And that's what a lot of Democrats have not realized yet. And they may, it may be a really rude awakening when they do. Eric Holder's warning them to not get their dreams, out of whack. But I don't think many people are listening. I want to know what you guys think about this. Let me know in the comments. Also, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps us out. I'm Carmine Sabia. This is Explain America. We love you guys. God bless you. Take care, everybody.